What's up, guys? Master Styles here, welcoming you back to Inside Gaming. And today we're going to be diving into a newly released game. Been playing this game for a couple of days now. I'm liking it, right? Lot going on. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 tips. And if you're new to the game, this could potentially help you. The thing is, at the beginning of the game, a lot is going on. As you can see, I'm more deeper into the game, a lot to level up, a lot of stuff to go. I'm gonna try to get through all of this. Of course, we got multiple things we have to do. And first off, from the beginning, assembling a balanced team. That's the first thing there. But when you're in the beginning, it's in a sense a little tough to do that because the heroes that you have is the heroes you have. But what you could do is focus on certain particular heroes. For instance, they give you Myra here in the beginning. She is one of the healers in the game. You're going to want to work on her. She's going to help your team, keep your team up, keep your team alive. She's primarily on all the teams that I've run because, again, she's one of the better healers that I've come across, right? There probably is other healers, but I haven't unlocked them yet. So keep that in mind. So here we have some guardians, 2 supports, and of course a range hero. That's kind of the team that I've run before I got Batgirl. I was running her, but that's the strategies that's been working for me. Of course, there's probably multiple more strategies that you can potentially do, but again, creating a balanced team where you have people that are tanky up front, your support, and of course a couple of range heroes depending on what you want to do. At least make sure you have a support to keep your team afloat. In this situation, we'll take them out easily because we have a higher power level than them, and their level are way lower than us, right? Which is weird because we just unlock this once we get to 10. But this is the combat system, and I like it. I'm a big fan of this combat system because it's not turn-based, it's live action in a sense, right? But there we go. We get some additional cash. We'll talk about the other tips that we need in a second. So with that, we're gonna move on to tip number 2, upgrading your Batcave, right? The war room is a big one. That one there is the one that you want to focus on in the beginning. The leveling, right? Let's go here. It's gonna be very, very quick, and of course, for upgrading, the price isn't really that high right now. It may get higher in the future, right? So you have to go through all of this, click through all of this, and then once you get to 100%, you'll see, of course, in the tutorial they'll explain a lot of this if you're a newer player. Then you hit upgrade. As you can see, it's going to take me 2 minutes and 34 seconds, or you can utilize your gems, which I don't suggest you do. Do not waste your gems. I'm telling you, you want to hold on to your gems. So we'll just hit upgrade there. But again, you want to primarily focus on your war room. Another room you want to focus on is a training room. That's a big one there. And once you get your heroes past level 30, the biolab is going to be big. As you can see, I have 2 people working here and they have the highest percentage output. And that's another thing you want to keep in mind. When you assign your heroes, make sure you have the highest percentage on the rooms that you want to primarily focus on. Of course, before you get to 30, you're going to want to focus on this room here. It serves 2 purposes, right? First, you can put additional heroes here because you got to level each hero separately, right? You have the overall cap between the 5 heroes that you're leveling. Then whoever you put in here will get to that same level. So as you can see, all my heroes are level 50. Anyone that I slot in here will become level 50. If you change the hero, just know that there's a 1-hour cooldown. I wish I would get rid of that because it would be cool if I could just switch in and out to utilize different heroes, try out the hero. The 1-hour cooldown, I'm not a fan of that, right? Maybe it'll change in the future. Hopefully they do, right? But again, this room down here, because I'm talking about once you get to level 30, that's going to be big, right? And of course, just continuously level up all the other rooms that you need to as you go along. But to level up the war room, you're going to need to do some additional leveling for a couple of these stages to get to that point. Third thing we want to talk about is engaging in multiple game modes, right? Big one here is once you get to the point where you unlock XP, right? And we also have some additional resources in here. The thing about this one is you can do raids where you gain some additional resources. So if you're ever short of getting a hero to a certain level, but the big thing is you want to get your war room to 10, because this is going to be your biggest bottleneck, this simulator, right? And I'll show you that in a second. Actually, let's do the fight, right? So we can open that up, because you're gonna need a lot of simulator to get between the levels, right? To get to level 40, each hero is gonna need 15,000 simulator each just to level them up. And of course, for me, I just been running on auto, right? That's what works for me. But again, you can manual it if you feel like it. But as you can see, you get a taste in terms of what the battle looks like. Obviously, we're at a higher level than them, so it's going to be an easier fight, right? But again, we'll go over to the heroes in a second once this is over. So you see, getting 6,600 simulator, that's huge. So that's why I say you want to get your war room to level 10, so that way you can open this up. And again, if I wanted, I could just go in and utilize the raid there and pretty much gain some additional stimulator, right? Actually, I'm not strong enough to beat that one, but what we're gonna do is we're just gonna do all the raids so I can kind of show you. So see, perfect, can't even make this stuff up. So you can, best way to put it is to crit, right, where you gain an additional amount. So here we got 13,000 instead of 6,000, so doubled. If you hit that 200%, you get double. So it happens, it's not always guaranteed. See here, you need 30,000. This is to go to level from 50 to 60, and you have to do this for every single hero, right? So now we'll actually transition into number 4 tip, which is resource management, right? Resource management should pretty much be a video for itself. So the reason why I'm picking Green Arrow 2 is because he's actually my main damage dealer in all fights, right, that I'm in. Of course, there's gonna be other heroes that are going to be doing more damage, but for me right now, based off of what I have, he's my main damage dealer. As you can see, I have 1 million experience chips, right? And then of course 5 million in cash. The boy's loaded, right? But again, in the beginning, the experience chips are gonna be the bottleneck for you. Let's see, who else do I want to bring up? I want to bring up Wonder Woman, right? Yeah, let's do Wonder Woman because she's the one that's gonna sit up front. So again, the simulator is going to be a bottleneck once your heroes get to level 30, right? When it comes to resource management, again, there's your champions. You're going to have to do gearing. You're going to also have to do force, right? Which is also another resource within itself. There's a lot of resource to cover within this game. Actually, let me do the leveling here. Because again, because of where we are, it doesn't really matter so much about the XP, because we're going to end up having to wait, because that's what happens once you get to a point where you're now at that bottleneck where you can't go any further. You're gonna end up accumulating XP because you can't really level up your heroes because of the simulator, right? So that's a big thing there. So that's why when I said that you want to make sure you're leveling the bio lab, and then once you get to 10, you gain another. You get at 10, you gain another bio lab, right? So see here, I need another person to come into here. Honestly, I don't care what you're doing, you need to be in here, right? So of course, making sure you have the proper people within the proper rooms. Some people do better in other rooms, but we'll collect that. One thing I want to note is that this thing here is going to help you a lot. It shows you what is idle and what you kind of want to focus on. So here we'll continue to do this, upgrade that there. But again, a lot going on. We're gonna have to make a lot of videos to cover a lot of things, right? There's so much happening within the first couple of days, and then eventually you'll get to a point where you're acclimated to what is what and what you want to focus on. Number 5, you want to join a league. There is additional rewards you can gain from being a part of a league. So again, I'm still getting acquainted to the game myself, right? So again, if you made it this far, I appreciate you. Just know that I will continue to cover this game. I like it. There's a lot to do, it's still fairly new, and there's a lot going on. In terms of the heroes, we have a lot of heroes in here. There's Harley Quinn that you're gonna get for free right here, 7-day login, which is beautiful. I heard that she is pretty OP. Can't wait to try her out, make a video about her in the near future, of course. And if you're lucky enough, maybe you can get Superman, Batman, your favorite hero. If you like DC, they have a good amount of heroes in here. Strangely enough, I'm looking at Aquaman. He looks pretty cool, right? Look like he can get the work done, and he's a range hero, right? Okay. So again, very interested to see who else they add to this pool, because again, the game is still new, so there's gonna be a lot of new heroes that gets added to this game. But like I said, you made it as far in a video. The word of the day is actually Batman, because Batman's that dude, right? And for those that are new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button to help out the channel. We're on our way to 2,000 subscribers, if you don't know. And for those that are rocking with me, let me know down in the comments how you feel about the new game. Yes, I know I went over it very quick. Again, I'm going to have to do a couple more videos talking about resource management, balancing your team. All of the things that I talk about, we'll just do them in a separate video and go more in depth. But this is a quick overview and some quick tips that could potentially help you as a new player, or even if you're a veteran player. Maybe there's something you just learned. And if you gain any value from all of this, make sure you hit the like button. And without further ado, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.